Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you spent any time at all staring at stock charts, you absolutely know the universal, downright painful frustration of drawing what looks like the most perfect technical line, executing your trade, and then literally immediately getting shaken out. You watch the price dip right below your line, trigger your stop loss, and then, of course, rocket off in the exact direction you predicted, but without you. It is maddening. So today, we're decoding the myth of those magic lines and looking at what support and resistance actually mean in real practical trades. Seriously, think about it. Have you ever been stopped out by a single cent? I mean, it feels like the market is just out to get you personally, right? But here's the hard truth. Every single trading tutorial out there mentions support and resistance, yet almost none of them explain why they actually work. And without understanding the core logic behind these levels, we're basically doomed to misapply them. You end up entering way too early, setting these overly tight stops, or stubbornly holding through brutal breakdowns just because you blindly assumed a drawn line would magically hold.
All right, let's dive into this. Section 1. The power of price memory. The biggest paradigm shift you need to make right now is realizing that markets do not move randomly through empty space. Not at all. Instead, they move through this highly textured landscape that has been entirely shaped by human decisions. Every past transaction leaves a footprint, and the market absolutely remembers where it's been. So let's strip away all the complicated jargon for a second. What actually is support? Well, it's not a law of physics. It's not some magic line drawn by an algorithm. Support is simply a graveyard of past decisions. Think about it. If buyers stepped in at $47 6 months ago and aggressively drove the stock higher, well, those buyers remember that success. When the price inevitably comes back down to $47, many of those exact same participants are naturally inclined to step in and buy again. Demand previously overwhelmed supply right there, and the human psychology of the market expects it to happen again.
Now, what's really fascinating is how resistance works in the exact reverse, and it's perfectly captured by this dynamic. Let's say a stock ran up to $62 and just hit an absolute wall of sellers, driving it hard back down. Two groups of people are now sitting heavily on that specific price memory. First, you've got the sellers who took profits at $62. They're eager to short or sell there again. And second, and this is crucial, the trapped buyers, the ones who bought the absolute top at $62 and then watched their accounts bleed. They have been agonizingly waiting just to get out even. The very moment the price approaches $62 again, a massive flood of supply hits the market.
Moving right along, Section 2, the role reversal flip.
That psychological anchoring we just talked about brings us to one of the most underused concepts in all of technical analysis, the idea that once a major level on a chart is broken, it doesn't just disappear into thin air, it actually flips its function entirely. Let me paint a vivid picture for you. Imagine a stock that has been struggling, just banging its head against a ceiling of $50 for weeks. Every single time it gets near 50, sellers push it right back down. But then, suddenly, a catalyst hits, volume spikes massively, and the stock convincingly closes above $50. That breakout is a real game changer. It proves that the overhead supply that was practically choking the stock has finally been cleared out.
But, as we know, stocks rarely go up in a straight line forever, right? Over the following weeks, the hype naturally cools off and the stock pulls back. So, based on this newly created price memory we've been uncovering, where do you think it actually finds support? Let's trace the psychology here. It very often finds it right back at $50. Old resistance has officially become new support. That ceiling is now the floor. Why? Well, because buyers who watched the initial breakout and felt the intense pain of missing out now see $50 as the second chance entry they really wish they'd taken earlier. Meanwhile, the traders who are already long use that $50 mark as their logical invalidation line. If it breaks back below, their thesis is completely wrong. So demand naturally clusters right at that old ceiling.
Now let's flip the scenario and see how this builds in the opposite direction. If macro conditions shift and the price suddenly slices straight down through $50, we see the flip side of the coin. Old support becomes new resistance. The people who bought near $50 thinking it was a super safe floor are now trapped completely underwater. The second the stock bounces back up toward 50, they aggressively sell, desperate just to break even. Recognizing this role reversal is honestly the difference between getting continually trapped by levels and actually using them as a crystal clear roadmap. Which brings us to Section 3, zones over exact lines. Okay, this is a major paradigm shift in how you should be looking at your charts. Newer traders constantly make the fatal mistake of drawing these exact to-the-cent horizontal lines. Putting a stop loss at exactly $46.99 and then getting entirely shaken out by perfectly normal market fluctuations. That brilliantly illustrates the difference between amateur and professional thinking. Exact lines are brittle. They lead to these binary decisions where you just get shaken out by random market noise. Precision feels incredibly safe, but I promise you it's an illusion. In reality, price zones are structurally much, much safer. Why? Because millions of traders do not coordinate to buy at a single cent. They buy in a cluster of psychology. A level isn't $47 flat. It's a zone, say from $46.50 to $47.50. Treating levels as zones actually accounts for volatility and, most importantly, keeps you in the trade. Let's look at Section 4, Spotting the Real Levels. Now, you might be wondering how to actually find these magical zones without fancy, incredibly expensive, or overly complicated black box indicators. Well, you really just need to train your eyes to read the story the chart is already telling you. Here are the 3 main visual cues you're looking for. First up, prior swing highs and lows. These are the peaks and troughs where the market made a definitive, highly aggressive decision to reverse direction. They are incredibly powerful. Second, consolidation zones. When a stock just chops sideways for an extended period, that price area becomes heavily trafficked. A ton of orders were filled there, baking deep, deep memory right into that specific range. And finally, high volume price areas. Volume is quite simply supply and demand made visible to the naked eye. A massive spike in volume means significant orders changed hands. And trust me, institutional participants do not forget those prices. Section 5, Building Your Trade Blueprint. So understanding support and resistance intellectually is great and all, but applying it to actually make better, more profitable trade decisions, that is the whole point of this explainer. Let's build your blueprint. Here is your structurally sound setup for a long trade. Step 1. Enter near a proven support zone, where we definitively know demand lives. Step 2. Set a logical stop loss just below that zone. Not some random percentage you pulled out of thin air, but a structural line that says, hey, if price falls below this zone, my entire thesis is invalid. And step 3, set your profit target at the next meaningful resistance zone. Taking partial profits at resistance, rather than just blindly hoping the stock rockets straight to the moon, is the strictly disciplined move that separates consistent, seasoned professionals from gambling retail traders. By the way, this dynamic, zone-based logic is actually foundational to Calibre signals. When you look at trade setups there, the entries and targets are not just magically pulled from some mysterious black box algorithm. No way. They are deeply anchored in real chart structure. You can look at the chart yourself, identify the exact zones we just talked about, and actually understand why the setup works. You can verify the logic completely with your own eyes before ever putting a single dime of your capital at risk. And just as a heads up, if you want to see this in action, there is a free tier available on their Discord. All right, I want to leave you with a final thought to really challenge how you look at your screens tomorrow morning. The market is entirely driven by the collective memory of human beings and their capital. If you are still out there trading off exact to-the-cent magic lines, fully expecting the market to obey your precise little drawings, whose memory are you actually betting against? The chart isn't magic, folks, it's history. And once you start trading the zones where that history was made, absolutely everything changes. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.